Welcome to today's talk. It is BulkLeads.net. It's my walkthrough demo. We're going to talk about the unlimited lead data that you can get from this tool and what this tool can replace that you might be already spending money on. Now, some of the things that you might be spending money on, you might be very happy with, and that could be fine. And so you don't have to worry about it. But if you do want to see what this thing can do, I think I can't stop believing in how much value it brings. So that's why I wanted to bring it to you, because we partnered with this company and they're well established, and obviously we're making some money from bringing this to you, but it's really important that you take a look at the value in it, because we got that 30% discount on the monthly recurring, so that it could save you quite a bit of money. And I know for a fact that I'm spending close to $500 a month for just the tools that this thing does. So and this you'll get for well under $100. So just setting that up and making it clear to you there on this. So basically, let's talk about BulkLeads.net and why I'm taking some time out of my Saturday to explain this to you. Now, I use a company called Seamless, Seamless.io or something like that. And I thought it was the best deal that I could find, because it would go ahead and help me get all kinds of business leads from LinkedIn. When I discovered this and I discovered the value of this, I'm able to cancel that subscription. And that's about $120 per month, right off the bat, because I was able to see, holy cow, this thing really performs well. And I'll do the full walkthrough with you and show you what this thing does. As far as having people to connect with, this thing is amazing. So basically, company data sets. These are like rows and rows of data that's already been collected and ready to go. So there's 15 million worldwide business to business company data. That's business to business. That's businesses selling to businesses. There's 500 million business to consumer local businesses. So that's like a huge database. Imagine 500 million businesses. These are your local services. These are the people that are lead buyers. These are people that could be your next website client, whatever business you're in, those business to consumer leads. That's a lot, right? And you can break it down and you can bring it into a spreadsheet, filter out the people that you don't want to talk to, and you could set it up, right? Get the right people that you want to communicate to with your offer. Okay. The other thing is that there's a lot of tools that I've seen come around that does LinkedIn prospecting and LinkedIn auto visits and connection requests and auto messaging. Okay, this comes with a Chrome extension that works quite well at doing this, and it brings the contacts right into the mini CRM that's in the system, so that you can mail out to them. Okay, so I haven't done a whole lot with it, but I've just played around with the functionality of it. And again, it replaces some other tools that I've purchased over the years. So I wanted to definitely show this off to you. Now, what about shortcut messages inside of your browser? Well, sometimes you have to have like a separate plugin extension for that. This is built in, so you'll be able to make a whole bunch of shortcut messages and be able to paste them right in. Okay, here's another thing that that I'd like to get my hands on is daily Whois data. This is everybody that registers a domain. Every day, there's about 150 to 100 or 200,000 people that pay for a domain, renew it, or register it. Every single day, BulkLeads.net brings that to you. So you can download a fresh list of either new businesses or websites and things like that, and you can go ahead and contact these people and see if they're interested in your services, right? So this is a really valuable list. I think I pay over $75 a month just for that list. So that's a great replacement there. API functions like Zapier and webhooks and things like that. This is kind of developer talk, but when you have this account, you can show it to your developer and see if you can use it in your processes. So they have unlimited calls, so it's really awesome that you can have that to enrich the email data that comes in from your forms and find out more information. And so you can, really reach out and know more about the client before you talk to them. All right, so there's a mini CRM inside here, and no, I don't think this is going to replace Salesforce for you or anything like that, but it does have some interesting things. If you're looking for just like a simple CRM, just for a business that you don't have to pay per user and all that kind of stuff, this is really cool. You can have unlimited contacts. You can do a newsletter campaign, or you can do a full sequence of campaigns. You can use your own SMTP server, so you don't have to worry about limitations of MailChimp and Zoho and all these things where you're using their SMTP. That they're always going to throttle you to like 1,000 emails a day or 500 per day, things like that. With this, if you're using your own SMTP server, which you can use like a lot of the different ones that are third party, or you can just use your own, you have that power to send out those emails. So if it's a cold email, or it's just follow-up sequence because they came in from your website list or something like that, you can do that with this by bringing in the contact from your website and have a drip feed. And so you'd be able to have that all included in this, okay? There's also lead scoring, so you can see engagement with your website and things like that. So there's a lot of different things you can do. There's also these email templates with dynamic fields in it, so you can bring, different words that are in like their first name, last name, all that kind of stuff, and put it into the email templates with custom fields. And so you can have some really nice customized emails, right? I think it's a great way to have those customized emails without having to pay the big price of Salesforce and some of these other tools. They have a warm-up email system included in BulkLeads.net, which is really cool. So when you're sending out emails from a domain that might be new, you need to kind of warm up that email before you do any kind of blast. So they have a network that will help warm up your email system, and you will also help warm up other people's email systems. So you have a better email delivery rate right from the get-go. So it's a really good system. I haven't messed around with it too much, but I understand the principles of it, and I think it's a really, really nice system that they put in there. All right, so there's a chatbot, and this isn't just a manual chatbot. This actually has some automation and lead collection, and you can do as many of them as you want. So if you've ever had a chatbot system that limited you to only so many chatbots or whatever, with the unlimited plan here on this platform, you would be able to make as many of these as you want. The social proof widget. Okay, that's that little thing in the left corner or so that just like says, oh, this person bought your thing from this place, or this person looked at your page or whatever. I can show you how that works. And I'm trying to see if there's a way that they can make it so that we could take it right from our contact list in the CRM. So I'm not sure on that yet. But maybe it does once you have things in the CRM. I haven't built that in there. All right, so there's a reviews widget. But basically, when somebody visits the website, it will take and see if the person wants to give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If it's a thumbs down, it takes them to a form to fill out to reach out to you. If it's a thumbs up, it sends them to your review sites, so Google, Facebook, TripAdvisor, and you can go ahead and get them to fill out a review for you. And they're always expanding different tools on this system. So I'm sure they'll add other ones like, Thumbtack or Yelp and things like that. So I'm sure more will be coming for that. You can verify email addresses, and I really love the way this tool works. Like, it really worked accurately for me. Like, I was testing against businesses that I knew. Just by putting in a first name and last name, it'll figure out what the actual working email address is for that person. and it'll test it. Okay. Plus, there's another API that you can test a whole bunch of email addresses all in one, group. So you can do it in real time, or you can upload and do it that way. Then there's email discovery, and that's where, like, on a website, you can have it like try to track down where the email addresses are, all of that kind of thing. And so that's one of the things that I think is a great tool. Okay, so let me just come out of here for a little bit and bring you to the website. Okay, the website is very easy, BulkLeads.net. We are partnered with this site with MassPage Tools, and I don't manage all of the back end. That's done by the company that runs this. What I do is I bring people to check it out and try to help give them new ideas for expanding that out. Let me just see if Simon had a couple questions. Let's see. He says that the daily Whois is very interesting. I think I could search for a keyword in a URL and then target the local businesses with a cold email. That's absolutely true. That Whois is a huge database, and you could really reach out to people that have the keyword just by using a filter in Excel. All right. So is there an SMTP that is recommended by BulkLeads? I use SendGrid, but I've know of Mailgun. There's a lot of them now that are third-party servers that you can send through. If you have your own web server, you can a lot of times use that if they don't have the limits. Now, the shared hosting always going to have a limit, but when you have a dedicated server, a lot of times you don't really have a limit. I would just throttle and slow it down so you don't get banned by these major email systems. Okay, so make sure that you are a little bit cognizant of that aspect of it. All right, so here's the website. If you're looking at the pricing, you can click here and you can see if you want to just try it out. There's a free account that gives you 200, different. You can see the counts of everything here. We have sort of a mini using plan that has one user, okay, and that's $49 a month, but it has unlimited everything. So if you're just a small business, just use this one, the $49 plan, and we'll give you the promo code for that. I'll just give the promo code now if you want it. If you can't stay too long, it's MassPage, all one word, MASSPAGE, and you get the discount off that $49. The unlimited plan allows you to add unlimited users. So it's the same plan as this, but you can just keep adding more and more users to your company. And so that's nice too if you have clients and you want to give them an added benefit. You can add them on as a user, right? And then they get all these they'll have their own private account. They can have their own CRMs, all of that kind of stuff. So it's a really good system that way for accessing this. Okay, so I'm going to log into my account here, and there's some things I can't show you because of the API keys and things like that. But this is the system inside. Okay, and across the top you'll see here's access to all your contacts. For privacy, I haven't added any in there, but I have tested this, works out. Here are your pipelines, and you can set up your own custom pipelines. You can have a hiring pipeline, a real estate, anything that you want. Just create your own pipeline, and you can kind of configure it. So let's say we view the pipelines here. You can kind of see as a contact gets moved through. It's a little bit like Trello, and you see them adding up as a contacted, negotiated, closed, lost, all of the tools that you would need to kind of keep track of who you're working with inside of the system. So I really like this for that purpose. And the other thing I want to mention is if you get the unlimited pro plan, which is unlimited accounts, you can put a different business in each one of these, so that way you can track the different business operations per account that you have. So I think that that's a nice value if you are a multipreneur, somebody that does a lot of different things, wears a lot of hats, that kind of thing. All right, so the API webhooks, I'm not going to show you because that'll expose my API key. There is a help desk here. that has articles on how you do everything inside the system, okay? And there's videos too on how to do things. All right, every feature has the help desk here, so you can go into that. All right, when you go in, you'll see over on the right hand side all of your unlimiteds. You can see what you have. The only one I don't have is this feature website, and that's for the social widget thing, and that's set at 100 websites. Okay, I think I can change that. No, I don't think I can change that. So other than that, once you sign in, whatever plan you have will show up right here. Okay, so let's start from the top. So when I talked about here the data sets, okay, there are different ways to get data. One is stored data, and then there is data that you go out and try to find the information in real time. Okay, so B2B companies is a good way to show an example of stored data. Okay, so let's say we do have some people from the UK on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit United Kingdom, and this will make a bit of a smaller thing here. So now I'm in the UK, and now I'm filtering for an industry. All right. So let's see if I can. Let's say we're going to go after automotive, and we're going to go after small automotive places in the UK that we might want to build a website for them or help them to get prospects. All right. So as you can see, I'm looking for employee sizes of 1 to 10 automotive in the UK, and it's going to do its thing to gather that information from the system. Okay, see that count? That's going up. These are the 5,000 businesses that fit this criteria with the size. Now, if I changed it to 11 to 50, now it's going to change this to a lower number of but bigger places. So if you're looking for a really big place, this would be like a really big dealership, that kind of thing. So there'd be 65. All right. But I sometimes think that things work better with smaller companies when you're trying to reach out, and you can download the file as CSV, XLS. It downloads very fast. I'll show you when it comes up. All right, I'll show you that this hopefully came from a big screen, so I gotta like reduce it down. All right, so here's the data, and you can see it has, the domains, the industry. I don't know if this is biotech. I grabbed the wrong file. That was something I was practicing with before. But you can see, you can change the title, and let me see if I can do that again. I'm just, something went wrong there. I got the wrong file somehow. So I'll have to double check that later. But it works seamlessly. I haven't had any problems with it. So maybe just because we're on the live here, something's going to go haywire. But you have all these different countries. So if you're targeting Bangladesh, there's leads from here. If you're targeting USA, they're here. So you can pick which countries you want for B2B leads. These are businesses to businesses. Now, if you want businesses to consumers, this data is so big, you have to kind of pick an area. So let's say, for instance, we were going to put in automotive here, and let's pick the country. I think we'll pick just the United States on this. And you'll see they have regions in here, okay? So if I typed in Chicago, you will see Chicago, Illinois comes up, okay? And so now we can search for businesses in that. So it has to bring it down to a smaller area just because there's so much data. If you do a lot with data, you're gonna know what I mean. You have to break it into a smaller list, okay? And then you can also create a list to save everything to. So I'm just gonna put it into the default list. And so here you go. here you got all of these different auto repair places. Let's see if it tells us. There's 10 pages of it. And then you can launch automation for each business. Okay, so you can set up a list, save it to that list, and then you can have an email sequence that goes out to those different businesses that you find on here. All right, so you got a car dealer, tells you when it's open. You can save this as a lead, right? And all this, you can see how many reviews they have, right? And then if you were to just see, so if we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna pull this in. It says you could get up to 200 prospects per search to hyper target. So this is 200 prospects. So you could do more if you wanted to. You can reveal their phone number. Yeah, if you save the lead, let's see. See, now you have their phone number, and now it's revealed. So you got their, you know, their address, all of the different data that one has. So let's take a look at that. So we'll go back to our lists here. So my lists, and we haven't set up a list. So you have to set up a list first so you can assign it to, you know, whoever. And then once you have that list, let me see, I'm gonna put in car. I'm just gonna put, just so I can add stuff later to it. You can import people into your list, or else you can use the searching functions to bring them into that list so you can do other things with it down the road with the emailing systems, okay? How about this? Find domains from company names, all right? So if you have a list of company names, convert names to domains, and it'll go in and find, you know, what the domains would be for those company names, right? If you're just like looking for specific, you know, companies, you can look up and then you can download that. All right. So these are sort of the data set parts of it. Okay. And it also can do searching off of the web browsing, extracting email. So if I go into here, they have this install an extension. So I'm just going to walk you through how to install a Chrome extension. You download the extension. It's going to make a zip file. And I'm going to go ahead and unzip the zip file. Okay. So we're just going to extract all into a folder that's off the screen right now. All right. And that's how you install a developer based domain extension in Chrome. So I'm going to now go down and hit the three dots, and I'm going to go to more tools and extensions. All right, and this is where I'm going to load and unpack, but you can't see this unless you hit developer mode. So you got to turn developer mode on, and then go to load unpack, and then you hit the extension. This is the one that I just downloaded, and it's going to see, you're going to see BulkLeads show up right there. Okay, and now if you close this out, BulkLeads is now working. So you could create a list, which I have a list here called 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, right? And you need to create a list for each time you're like gonna gather stuff. All right, I hope you guys can hear me okay. So, so what I'm gonna do is now go back to this, and you can now browse a website. So it's gonna open up a website, okay? And you'll see there's a little thing in the lower corner, BulkLeads, find contacts at this website. So now it's going to save these people to a list. So I'm saving it to list test 2, 3, 4. And I'm just going to save a few of these people. I'm like, okay, this is a senior account executive. I want to reach out to them. I want to reach out to this person, right? And you can see their LinkedIn and everything like that. So now when you go back to this system and you look at the lists, you'll be able to see the leads that have come in. So you'll be able to look at the where's the prospecting list? My list, you see, And here it is. And so now we have 7 instead of 4, and you can then download the contacts and see it and see them. Okay. So this is one way to use it. Another way to use it is with LinkedIn. Okay. So that same extension, you can just go ahead and access LinkedIn. It's going to go through this little buffer, and it'll go in, and you'll see over here that there'll be some little icons here. Okay. So when you do a search in LinkedIn, let's say we're doing a search for Dr. NYC. Let's just try that. All right. And now we're going to use Auto Connect is one way. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but it can visit each profile, stop after 10 action or 1,000 or 100 actions, right? Random actions sections between, so it's set at 30. So this will be okay, and it's going to go to 100 different people, and it's going to say hi, first name. Would love what you guys are doing. I'd love to connect. So you can change this text to make it whatever you want, and use that field, so it'll take the field from their LinkedIn. So you can visit each profile, and this is what I like to do sometimes, is just visit different places. I don't like the invasive sending a message to somebody, but a lot of times I do like to just visit, because then they kind of connect to you. So that's the less invasive way. But if you wanted to auto connect with a message, you can do that. If you want to connect only, you can do that. So these are things that come in once you put that little doohickey into your Chrome. Now, you can also do email extraction, okay? So you set your list. So I think we have a separate list for each of these functions. So my example list, right? And then you can, hang on a second. So click here, you can manage your lists. Don't know if I have to make a separate list. Let's see, my example list, that is there, okay. So, extract, hold on. See if I have to do something to do this. So this comes up, email extractor. I think I have to get them in the right people mode here. Let's see if this will work. There's a certain mode that it works in a browsing way. Let's see. We can do it as second connections. Oh, here it is. Now it's going through. It's just, I had to hit the button down here, in progress. So now it's going through all of these people that are a second connection, and it's going out and trying to find it. So it's on page 1, and in so many seconds, it'll go to the next page and then round up these people and then go and dig up their information through different public methods. All right, so as that goes, it's going to continue, like it's now saved 10 so far, so that I have their information. A lot of times people pay for Navigator to get some of this, to be able to reach out to these people. You wouldn't have to do that if you have this tool, because it's going to get your email addresses. And once you have the email, you're in much better shape than having to do an in-mail every time you wanted to talk to somebody. All right, I think I crashed my my Google. Let's see if I did that. See, we have to restore things. All right, so I hope you guys can hear. Can you guys still hear? Because my Chrome just crashed because I was doing my broadcast at the same time, so that might have been too much to do. Yep, we can still hear. Okay, cool. So that's the LinkedIn tool. All right, and you're able to do all of that with it. And once you have the website, let's say, let's see if we go to Amazon, okay, and we look, see there's a little @ sign. So you can find people at Amazon that have Amazon email addresses. So here's the VP and CTO, and that's their email address, okay? If you want to click to save that, you'd be able to do that, right? So So you kind of browse through and say, okay, who talent acquisition, okay, that could be a good contact, right? So you have the ability to just go in and then see who all these people are with this tool. It's a really great system for that. All right, so we're going back to our list here. So you got the extracting emails. There's a shortcut tool as well in here, this one right here. And what you can do is you can make your own messages. So you can assign it to yourself, and you make its title of what it is, and you just do whatever your message is, right? And then you just have like Shift plus R, and then you're gonna save that, right? And so when you're in a thing like this and you wanted to message somebody, let's say we're gonna talk to this person here, and we'll want to let me find somebody I'm connected to. Let's see here. So this is the first connection. So if I hit the message thing and I hit Shift R together, wait, hold on a second. It saves it in the clipboard. So you'll be able to, once you get the you gotta hold it for a minute. Oops. I keep getting a capital R because it's a shift. Let me see here. I did it the other day. It works. It's a minor feature, but it does work, and you can paste your signature and all that kind of stuff with that. Once you can edit it, all of that kind of stuff. So that's a small feature. Some of these tools are small features, but they just add a little bit more value for you, and so that's what's kind of cool there. So extracting emails. Okay, so find emails on a website. I just showed you that. Here are the CRM features. So I think I showed you this. They have all of these different fields, and then you can do like, starts with, doesn't, I mean, all of the good systems have this, so you can find people inside your system. Once you get all of this data together, you can have your lists in here, and then you can do things with the list. You can, let's see if we go into opportunities, we showed that, pipelines and opportunities. You have your email campaigns, which is kind of cool. So when you go in here, you can pick like an instant campaign, just like you do with like Aweber or something like that, or you can do a sequence campaign. And so if you go to a sequence campaign, you have these different templates, and then you add the templates in. All right, so here are the templates. You can create a new template, and they even have a gallery of cold email templates with the fields already in them. Okay, so you can just say, I want to use this template, and then I want to add this in my sequence. It's very easy to do that and just change things and everything like that. So it allows you with the SMTP to do a lot of different stuff if you use that feature. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now, all right. So we are at the CRM warm-up exchange. So basically, you set this up first with your SMTP because that's required. You can use, Amazon or whatever. But there's a whole help on how to do the warm-up campaigns, and it'll show you that it's making and landing where it's supposed to land and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check that feature out if you're sending email from a new domain. You definitely need that. All right. Now here's website analyze. This is actually where you get the Whois data. Okay. So you get all of this field data every single day. So this came in yesterday, has 136,000 domains, total emails 29,000. Okay. Some will be privacy emails. Okay. So you're going to have to do as Simon said, is to filter things down and then find the privacy emails so you don't send to some kind of registrar, but you can just download these just like that every single day. Look, they don't miss a day. You can see there's 144,000, 160,000. So each day you have a new list for that. Okay. All right. Next is the chatbot. Okay, so you can create your chatbots here. Okay, and so you can set up. See how this has these questions? These are sometimes good for lead generation today, is to have some sort of a basic chatbot. So you can add your own avatar here, your own photo. I did that already. And then you can see the different leads that get collected from these questions. So you can look and see this. You can set up the lead information, and you can send it even to campaigns for yourself. Okay, so I did a little one here just to test, and you get a little code, and you can put that code on your site. Okay, and so if I edit the configuration, you'll see I put my little face on there, and here's the embed. Okay, so I did this little scenario where it says select an option. I want to learn more, or contact me. So they say contact me, and it says what's your name, and so I put in Daryl, and then it says hello, nice to meet you. What's your email address? So all of this stuff you can control yourself, okay? And if you don't put a valid email address, it's gonna throw it out that you didn't throw an email address. So I didn't complete this whole sequence, but I just want to show you you can build these scenarios here one at a time with all these different fields. Multi-select, you can just make a statement, all of these kinds of things. And then you can send the leads to Slack. You can send it to your mobile phone, which is really powerful, especially if you're like a landscaping business or something like that where you don't get the emails. You can do that. You can send an email. So this is like what you can do after you set this up, and you can just put it on your website. And then one of the things I like about this too is that they have a link. Okay, so if you just hit the link, you can put this link in your email, and people can have a conversation with you from there. All you have to do is make sure that you are ready to receive the chat inside of BulkLeads. So you'd have to have this open up, but it does make a little sound for you, so you do know when you have a chat in the queue. But a lot of times this is just used for capturing leads for a lot of people if they can't be by the system all the time. All right, does anybody have any questions so far about what I've showed you? We'll just take a little break and take a look and see. I hear everybody can hear it all good. I'm just going to take a cough here. Hold on. Okay, so far so good. All right, so there's another feature here called email discovery. And with email discovery, you can see there's a sample file, and I'm going to show you what you need to do in a sample file. Okay. All right. All right, so the sample file has first name, last name, and the company. All right, so if you had a great set of data, but you didn't have email addresses, guess what you could do? So you could put it in here and just take the company and the first and last name, and it'll try to come up with the email addresses for these people, okay? So this works really, really well. Because it tries a lot of different combinations to try to find what the protocol is for that company, and then it tests each one to see if that one is accurate. So if you've ever been in sales and you're trying to find out how to get a hold of somebody, you got their name, but you got their company, but you don't know what their real email address is, that really helps you to do that. All right, let me just show you here. So let's say, for instance, let's put in Jeff Bezos. I think that's it. Amazon. Right? Let's just do a search. Let's see here. So it guessed it as Jeff.Bezos at Amazon.com. Let's see if that is correct. Email discovery. We should try that. Doesn't say verified though. It's just saying guessed. So but it typically, if it can find it, it will. So let's just type in Daryl. Let's see if there's a Daryl at Amazon. Oh, there's trying the different periods. So when you get a verified, it's pretty darn accurate. It's pretty helpful. And if you do it through this discovery with certainly smaller companies, you're gonna find different people on there. So all right. So now the social proof. Social proof is this is interesting because to me I played around with it. But it is very generic. So I did this on Mass Page Tools just to try it out. And I just wanted to show you what I did with it. So I locked it in to only show on the pricing page when I activate it, okay? So here is the website, and then if you go to the pricing page, I think I have it turned off, but we'll see. It'll be on the lower left corner here. There it is. Okay, so that's the social proof. Shows a random face. It says purchase the mass page. This is not true. I just kind of put this on there to show you that it does this. And it'll just make up faces, names, and places and things like that. And it says 5 hours ago, verified. I don't like this kind of marketing, but I just wanted to show you that it does that. I really make sure that it's a real person. But yeah, that it is something that you can do. And I'll, all you do is you put the code in, and you can have that flashing, randomly on there. So you just put the code in. You can configure the alerts. So I have it on empty notification name. But I think if you set here, I believe that you can actually set up the names and things like that. So if you look here, I was just testing it. Purchase the business plan, so it's just going to randomly go through it. You can put in different variables and things like that. Let's see here. You can say only, replace it with 30 kilometers around the location of the visitor. So the visitor might be in New York City. This will show people that are nearby, right? You can force it where you want it to go. You can say what page you want it to be on. And so that's another little thing that you can do. It also can do, once you have that set up, what I like too is that you can do this and install a pixel on here as well. So you can install that. So when you have that JavaScript, you always have that. You can see how many views we got for that. So for the notification. So since I put it on last night, I had 139 times that showed up. And then you can see if you've set it up to click somewhere, you can show the clicks on that. All right. So that's the social proof. All right. Then you've got the my websites for reviews. And so I put this on ledger.co just to show you how this works. Again, I'll probably not keep this, but if you scroll down through, it's going to pop up a review thing. So you're invited to make a review, right? So if I go thumbs down, it'll ask me to go ahead and give a message here, and then it submits it to you, right? If you go to another page, let's go to another page here, and you can also select what pages it shows up. But let's say I do this, now it takes me to Google, and now I can place a review inside the CID for Google for the business, okay? So that's another feature that's in here as an added value. You could choose to use it, you can choose not to, but it's there, and you can do a lot of those kind of things. All right. Then you can verify disposable email addresses. So let's type in Jeff.Bezos at Amazon. Let's see if this works. Request a query. It is a business email. It is true. Is it disposable? False. So that is showing you what the API would do. So if you were doing an inquiry form, right? And you wanted to make sure that uh, that the person was a real email, right? Maybe not an email from a disposable account like Gmail and some of those. You can set that up and it can verify that more intelligently. Okay. So if you go to the API hooks, you'll see all the different API hooks that you can do with this if you have a programmer and all of that. So does anybody have any questions while I'm in here inside of BulkLeads.net? Do you have any questions of the features that are on here if I can answer them? Can you put the social proof widget and the reviews widgets on clients' websites or only on your own websites? You can do it on anybody's websites. When you set these up, you're just going to go and hit add notification, and you just put the website in here, and you just will have a whole list of them. You'll have however number of websites you want. Same thing with the reviews. You just hit, add my business to increase. So you would just add this stuff in. You put, right now it just has TripAdvisor, Facebook, and Google. I'm hoping that they add more to it. And also you can change what the trigger is. So you could say, 5 seconds is the default, but maybe you can make it a little bit longer or something like that so it doesn't come up so often for people. So that's something else that you have control over. Okay. All right. Any other questions or any other questions? No? Okay. All right, so this is going to be a replay. So we're recording this, so I'll be able to put this in so you can definitely check it out later. Do you control the number of stars? No, you don't actually. This is just basically saying they gave you a thumbs up, so you're hoping that they're going to give you good replies. There are other systems that are more in control of that. I use one called Endorsol, I think, that puts a nice little widget and is a more advanced. Some of the features in here are basic features, and so I'm here for the database and things like that. So I definitely find that that's very useful. And then the LinkedIn stuff, I think that that's great, and the fact that it has all of the Whois information every day. And I even think the chatbot's pretty good. I really like that part of it. The social proof, I just want to make sure that I can put real customers in there. And the reviews, yeah, I think it would be good to be able to say, what is your star review before sending them to the platform to do it. Great suggestion. I'll pass that along to the team. All right. So, okay, any other questions? I'll just keep it going. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. All right. Some really powerful things that this thing does, to find the leads like this and extract them, to automate your stuff with LinkedIn. I think it can be very, very helpful for that. So you'll see all of this. It says, your widgets and all this kind of stuff. Overall, there's more than 20 different functions that it does. And what I use it for a lot is the domain kick stuff. So I'm sure you guys have seen domain kicks, but I use it to take some of the company information and then try to see if I can get some short domains off of those company ideas, or I'll use it just to come up with some ideas. So one of the things we're doing with domain kicks is you're going to be able to take and put in email addresses. So you'll be able to go from BulkLeads and grab a whole bunch of emails and just pop them into primary keywords, okay? You just clear all and just pop all the email addresses in here. And what it'll do, it'll remove everything but the root domain name as a primary keyword. So it'll allow you to do a search for any different TLD, right? Any of these extensions off of the root domain. So you might find some really special ones from that. So that's another method that we're using. You can also put in your own keywords. Like I put my own keywords into this list and I put mixed presets. This allows me, this is a new feature, you can mix your presets so that way you'll get domain kicks keywords and your own keywords. But if I wanted to just use my own presets, I could go ahead and hit save on that. And then when I go into domain kicks, it's only going to be my keywords. Okay, so I mostly did locations on this. So I'm just going to hit search, and you'll be able to pull this in. But it's nice to be able to have data that you can like pull in for locations and cities and towns and all this kind of stuff. Just when you're looking for some good lead generation opportunities, sometimes it's better. So somebody says it's not working. Is the pricing tab not working? Let me see. I think I reported that. Oh wait, let me just get pricing. Yeah, it is working now. So you have to select what you're doing and stuff. They were working on it so that you can see what you have. So this says that I'm already a lifetime user. So it would show you what you're in. Let's see if we're I'm really starting to love this tool. It's just doing more and more stuff. So yeah, I just really liking where it's going. All right, so I like to use the mix, but you could do that, or if you just want to go back to the system ones. And then this part right here is gonna be really cool because you can like minus certain things that you don't want. So I don't know if this is working yet, but let me just take a look here. If I put in apple.com, fix it. Oh, it still says com. So we're working on that. So you'll be able to put just domains in here and it'll go through. Let me see. There's a few questions that have come in. Could I use this for recruiting purposes? Yeah, you could, because really, if you use LinkedIn, you definitely could use this because you'll have their direct email addresses instead of having to message each one of them. The problem with messaging each person, LinkedIn can sometimes, affect your account because you're using automation and things like that. But if you could just get their email address, and as long as you follow ICANN spam laws, you'll be okay. You'll be able to send them a message and do the recruiting process with that. Okay. Valerie says, will all of them give a phone number from the data sets? It depends on if it was able to find it. Sometimes it doesn't find a phone number, but in most cases, when it comes to a business, it does have that phone number because it is usually publicly available. But to get Jeff Bezos' cell phone number, it probably can't do that. Okay. Is there any way to filter the daily Whois down to download just the ones with certain keywords? It is a very big file. It would be great to be able to cut the data. Yeah, so I use a thing called CSV editor it's Ron's CSV editor, and I bring it into there, and then you can do a filter based on the keywords in the domain or other keywords in the company name and things like that. So you can get it brought down quite a bit on that. All right. So let's see. I was wondering how good this domain strategy is. You search for birth announcements and find the registered baby names that are not too common but are not too rare. And then try to sell the domain names to parents. And if they do not want to buy, then you try to sell the domains to adults with the same names. That's interesting. There are people that do use first and last name to find different people to get their domains. I don't do that. That kind of would peeve me off if the person selling the domain didn't really have that as their name. Like I try to play nice as best I can, but one of the things you could maybe do, I mean, and this is a bit in the gray hat area, but if you could find influencers, okay, that have a lot of followers on different platforms in that data set, and then put their names in, their first name, last names, Okay, so they're kind of public figures. I feel like that's a little bit more legit, that they're a public figure, and you're gonna try to get their name and just make sure that they can get it in their hands instead of somebody else getting it. I wouldn't charge a whole lot to them to do that, but to just get their name and say, look, I got your name, and I want to just do a fair, just a fair thing to get it to you, that kind of thing. The reason in the same thing is with like company names. When I look for company names, I'm not looking to just be a pirate and hold it above the company. I'm looking for good name ideas that somebody, because companies can, in different states and different countries, can have the same name, right? So I feel like that would be good. Like if it was a really good brand idea that I hadn't thought of, I think it's kind of a cool thing to invest in. And then if they buy it, great. If they don't, you can, somebody else might like it in another area, and they might like that domain. So, all right. All right, so Endrick says, I clicked on it and it goes to an error page, error exception, trying to get proper subpack of non-object. Endrick, are you talking about BulkLeads.net, or are you talking about something else? Let me see if I'm having that. Oh, domain kicks. It's working for me. Yeah, let me go to the home page. It's working for me. Domainkicks.com, is that where you're going? So it should work for you. I'm logged into a user account here, so it should work. Not sure. Go ahead and report to support@mass.page. I'll get somebody on that for you. All right. All right. So let's see. So I hope you understand that these leads you can use for a lot of different things. Now, I'm going to make you an offer here today to just make it a no-brainer and make it really easy for you to make a decision if this is something you're interested in. All right, so you understand what BulkLeads does, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and show you this. I'm going to give you a free gift and a promo code, okay? So first of all, what bills does this thing replace? Well, Datasets, you can pay $150 a month for that. Contact emails and websites and LinkedIn, about $110 a month to find all of that stuff. I was using a service called Seamless.ai, and I don't have to pay for that now. Auto visit and connect requests for LinkedIn. I paid about $47 a month for a program for that. Review chat widget. I just put that at 17 a month, but it's up to you if that's the tactic you want to use. A chatbot. This is a pretty good chatbot. So I figure about $47 a month. A simplified CRM is about $25 per month, right? Marketing campaigns in a CRM to be able to send unlimited, $25 a month at least. Bulk email verifying per credit. Sometimes it costs me about $50 a month to just verify emails. And there's a lot of other features that are around this. So let's figure about $450 to $500 a month is what it would cover, okay? So if you look at the pricing page, we have a $47 a month plan, and we have a $99 a month plan, okay? So if you use the coupon code MASSPAID, you're gonna get 30% off recurring, okay? But what I'm gonna do is give you the basic plan also that you can pick for Leads Detective, Geoholics, or Domain Kicks. So if you wanna look at what these are, go to leadsdetective.com, geoholics.com, or domainkicks.com. And you can see which one of these you want as a free bonus. Now, as long as you stay with bulkleads.net, I can keep you a user on these systems. So we have a lot of people that are enterprise users with my tools, MassPage tools, and they already have Geoholics and Leads Detective. But this will give you a chance to get Domain Kicks for that basic plan that gives you 2,000 searches per month and 500 dream lists. That would be included for free. Now, to get that, all you have to do is purchase it today, and you can go ahead and then send a support ticket to support@mass.page. Our team will go and verify that you bought bulkleads.net and that it was done today only. and then you were able to get domain kicks, Geoholics, and Leads Detective. Unfortunately, if you buy this during the replay, message us at support@mass.page to see if that's still available to you. But I think that this is only for today to do this, okay? So to touch on what these softwares do, okay, Geoholics is a US-based system that has geographical location information such as latitude, longitude, but it ties it in with census information. So US census, like what the prices of the average home, or what's the average income, what is what is a rural area, which is a suburb, which is a, and so you can select all of these things on there. So I could kind of just run it through real quick. So if I go to app.geoholics, Geoholics is really easy to show. So if you log into Geoholics, there's just basically these filters here. So you can select by data from a particular state, and then let's say we just do state. And I'm going to pick Alaska, and I'm going to pick a certain population range because Alaska is very small. If I hit this, you're going to see only the areas, zip codes that have a population over 3,455. Okay, so this data it comes to you very quickly, but there's 35 locations, and some of them are duplicates. Okay, because these are actually broken down into zip codes. But if you're looking for the biggest areas in Alaska, bang, you have that. Now, let's say, for instance, you wanted to bring this back a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and look for household income, because that's going to be important, right? For this product or whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that the average household income is over 53K. So we go ahead and hit submit, and we're going to find the areas that are over that. Let's see, we got 58. Let me just make sure this is applied. Submit. I'm just gonna double check. Okay, yeah, it is changing. It changes so fast underneath. Okay, so we could say, okay, we want to make sure that the area has over 45,000. Let's go over 85,000. And we're gonna find the most affluent areas in Alaska. So you have 72 entries for zip codes that are the most affluent in Alaska, okay? And you can always adjust this and change this however way you want to. If you want to look for home values as well, you hit select, and now you can say, I want home values that average over 189. Let's go a little higher than that. Let's say average over 347,000. Okay. Now we've got right here where there's decent income. The home values are the highest. Now you know all of these zip codes are critical to market to. So if you are looking to send AdWords to a certain area, you can select these zip codes, and now you know. Okay, people use our system for making really good decisions for their mass pages because we have an output here just for Magic Page plugin. So you can download this as a CSV file once you get this data, or you can grab it as a MPP location data set. Okay. So what you're going to get here with this deal is, as long as you stay with BulkLeads, you'll have this plan, which is $97 a month. Okay, and it includes these fields right here: zip code, state, rural code, the population, density, family average income, the time zone, the household average income, and the home value, right? All of that information is going to come your way. So you get the business plan with Geoholics. Okay, any questions on that so far? So this is used to kind of pinpoint only US data, overlay with census information. So now you can like pick really specific areas that you want. We even come up with data from here for solar. So you can say, okay, let's take this area and I'm going to put the area type as suburban. All right, and oh, this is going to be huge because I didn't set a state. All right, so this is 5,000. something with suburban and that area type, but I didn't pick a state, so I'd have to do that probably. But then when you submit it, let's just do that. So different areas, when I say suburban, rural, and urban, I think you can understand there's definitely certain areas that certain types of businesses, you may want a suburban group, like plowing services might be better in a suburbs versus a urban environment, right? So you can kind of pick that and you can come up with that information. We were having a hard time coming up with this information out in the wild, so we built it ourselves. This is why we built this for my consulting company, because we want to build really smart campaigns based on where we want to target our pages and things like that. So that's Geoholics. Leads Detective. Let me just go to leadsdetective.com. If you go here, you'll see what this does. It finds hard to find leads, doesn't have as many as you'll get with BulkLeads.net at all, but you'll get the $47 a month plan. What this is different is that this sort of overlays a lot of stuff. So if you get the account here, you'll see that you'll have two different types of searches that you can do. You have a dynamic search and a regular search. And when you do this search term, you can say you want these things to be dependent, or you want them to be not. So if you wanted to just look for domain names that have the word doggy in it, right, and you just hit shift, it will go ahead and find the domains that have doggy in it, right? And then you can export this all so that you can contact, that. So if you're looking for new NYC, you could see how many are in there that have the domain that has NYC in it, right? So you have all of that. Now this is definitely limited, but it does have a lot of data once you get into it. I'll show you, like Tony Collins says, look at this. Once you get in here, you're going to see a lot of data, like when the domain is registered, when it expires, who it's registered through, their email address, their address, all of this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of cool things that you can do with this. So like, let's say for instance, I just wanted registrar address and I want to put Main Street, right? And I just hit this. There's no tool I've ever seen that does this. We can find just the people that have an address on Main Street, right? If you had mainstreet.com, you could find people to actually, that have domains that have the word Main Street in it. So there's all these different fields that you can do, Facebook stars and, all these different information. Has an Instagram, doesn't have an Instagram. So we're constantly adding more to this. Every single week we add more data into Leads Detective. So you can choose to get that, Geoholics, or the domain kicks. And the domain kicks would be the lowest plan here, which is the $47 standard plan. The 2,000 searches, 500 dream lists, and all standard features that are coming up for this standard thing. The dream list is really cool. You can put domains that you want to check. So for example, this became available yesterday. It says available, it's answerlawyers.com. So when I was doing my live thing, I put that in here. Lawyersdirectory.net has not become available yet, but it's checking it every few hours to see if that is valid. So David says, if I've already purchased BulkLeads.net previously, I assume I'm not eligible for the bonus Geoholics. Go ahead and reach out to me, David. As long as you're still a paying member of BulkLeads, I can go ahead and take care of you on that. Just go ahead and reach out to me at support@mass.page or daryl.chat. And we'll definitely hook you up with Geoholics account. All right. So this is the free bonus. You get the lowest level for Leads Detective, Geoholics, or domain kicks. just as an added value. Plus, you get with this coupon code, you get 30% off BulkLeads.net. Okay, so hopefully this has been a helpful webinar for you. Any last questions before we wrap for the day? And if you go to BulkLeads.net, let me just make sure you can see the homepage. It hasn't gone away for a second here. Yeah, so you just register here, you get your free account, then you can upgrade your free account, okay, from there. All right, once you do it, once you purchase and everything is cleared up, just send an email to me or message me at daryl.chat, and I'll get you hooked up with the other account of your choice, whichever you choose, okay? Got some really cool stuff coming up, so make sure you watch the Sunday Live tomorrow with myself, Simon, and we might have a special guest. Please be sure to check it out because we'll have information tomorrow. I believe it'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern time because of the time change. We had to go to 6 o'clock last week because in between there's a week or two that UK is at a different time than us. So I think we're back to normal now. So I'm looking forward to talking on there at 5 o'clock Eastern time on our YouTube channel. All right. Any further questions? I think we're good. So the web page is now working, no 50% off right now for domain kicks, right? One-time payment. I have a 40% off coupon code for domain kicks. Let me see if I can bring that up. Hold on a second. Delete that out. It's kick 40 for 40% off the for the plan. Okay, so if you go into pricing, you go to any of these pricing plans, and then over to the side where it says coupon code, type in kick 40, and you see it'll bring that plan down to $28.20 from the $47, or you can pick the $97 and it brings it down to $58, or you can do the lifetime plan, which is what I recommend, is $298.20, and you get 40% off. All right. You guys are very welcome. Thanks for spending some time today. And this will be a replay on the Facebook group and also on the YouTube as well. So if you missed anything, go ahead and do that. But if you want to take advantage of those freebies that we're doing, buy BulkLeads.net as soon as you can. If you're not able to finance it right now, just reach out to me at daryl.chat and I'll hold a place for you. And we can hold that offer for you. All right. Once again, as far as BulkLeads.net goes, the 40%, I'm sorry, the 30% off, if it's just you and your business, all you want is this thing here, the ultimate, the unlimited pro plan, one user. Okay, if you're gonna give it to other people, you can get the unlimited user plan, but just keep in mind that other users can see that they're being shared on the account, I believe. I'm not sure if that's the case, but I think so. I haven't tried to come in as a sub user yet, but as far as I know, as the master account, I'm seeing everybody. So I'd have to double check to see if on the sub account they don't see each other. I'll go ahead and put a comment in the YouTube video to explain that after I test it out. All right. Thank you guys so much for spending the time. Randy says, with unlimited users, will each be able to brand it with their own agency? I'll have to get back to you. I think it's under your same agency. So I think that, you know, they're going to be able to put the website things on and all of like the little features and stuff. But as far as like, it's still under your account. So if you do it as a freebie, it's going to still show up as BulkLeads.net. So it doesn't private label or anything like that. So you just say, you know, in your sales material that will give you a free account with BulkLeads.net, valued at $49 a month. You know, so you can always do that, and as long as you keep paying for it, they'll have that account. All right. All right. And any other questions? You guys have been great. I really appreciate the questions. Super duper. Thanks, Randy. All right. And folks, if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and just put your comments in, especially on YouTube, because I look for those and I can answer them on the spot for you. All right. The website is bulkleads.net. The promo code is MassPage for 30% off. And the free bonus for a limited time is for Leads Detective, Geoholics, or Domain Kicks, the basic plans on all of those, the basic or business plan. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much, guys. Have yourself a really great weekend. Bye-bye.